Eric Bailey and Heather Bailey from Feel Well, Live Well joining me now. You're a married couple, authors, so you know a little bit about depression and mental illness, obviously a lot too. Tell us some of the mistakes and misconceptions about depression.
Sure. Well, obviously around this time of year, a lot of people start experiencing seasonal depression, and with everything going on in the world right now, a lot of people are experiencing this without even realizing it. And so we found that there are three main mistakes that people make when trying to get out of it. And so do you want to tell the first one?
The first one I'd say is not recognizing it for what it is. A lot of people might say like, oh, I'm just kind of feeling off today. I'm not feeling like myself. Not recognizing that that's one of the 6 stages of depression.
Interesting. Well, depression runs in my family, and it's almost comforting to know exactly what it is versus feeling so lost all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A lot of people have kind of a weird stigma around it. They almost call it the D word. They'll say things like Heather mentioned, like, oh, I just don't feel like myself today. Oh, but I'm not depressed, without realizing.
It's not a bad thing, right? We have to
not at all.
take away the taboo of that word. What are the 6 stages of depression?
So there are a lot of different stages, and unfortunately, most people don't know how to go about finding what's going on. A lot of people try to use that. That's actually misconception or mistake number 2, is people try this one-size-fits-all approach to it. I actually had a gal that contacted me for an appointment at one of my clinics not long ago who was experiencing some very deep depression, and she was actually working with 2 different therapists, and one therapist told her just to go exercise, another therapist told her just go watch funny videos, and she did, and she said that isn't helping. What they didn't realize was when she came in, we found out that she was in stage 3 of depression. Because each stage is very different, what's appropriate in one stage isn't going to help very much in another stage. For example, exercising is appropriate and helpful in stage 5, but other stages it's not going to help very much. Watching funny videos is appropriate in stage 2. What she needed was for stage 3. Yeah.
It's complicated. Heather, do you mind running down the 6 stages so maybe people might want to name them, or if they're going to therapy, say, hey, it sounds like I might be this?
Yeah, I could name a couple of them. We do outline them in the books that we've got here.
I see. Okay.
The first one, the lowest stage, is just feeling completely not like yourself, just like I don't care, just the
under a cloud, kind of numb,
like laying in the bed, not able to do anything. And that's what people usually think of depression as. And that's the hardest stage.
And you can't just be like, oh, did I finish all of these stages? You could be, oh, I'm at a stage 4 right off the bat.
Exactly, yeah. Different things happen, and different stages actually have different thoughts when it comes to what that stage entails.
Well, I know with a family member, she had both chemical and physical, so they looked very different depending on the day.
Yeah, very much so.
What in these books are you hoping people will get out of?
Each book covers the same topics, but they're very different. Heather's book is very much a mommy's guide up and out of depression.
Is it the being unhappy?
It's the undepressed heart.
The undepressed heart.
Whereas this one is a guy's version. It's a dude's guide. And so this one goes a little bit more into the science behind it and some of the nutritional aspects, but there's also a chapter on dad jokes. And so it's important to understand, because mistake number 3 is trying to do things all by yourself. A lot of people say, oh, I'm just not feeling so good, but especially us guys, for some reason we have this trouble reaching out for help. And it's incredibly important to get help. It's incredibly important to understand which stage a person is in so that they can get the right help. And so that's why we're here. And so we actually have a special gift for viewers of Good Things Utah. And so we want people to get digital copies of both Heather's and my books, as well as come into any of our clinics in Springville, St. George, Salt Lake, or Ogden for a full treatment. All of this for $1.
Wow, and you could get help at the tap of your finger.
Exactly.
Heather and Eric, what I really like about this, that's all the information there. You can contact them through email, and you also have clinics throughout Utah. But what I'm hearing is that there is hope, and that there is so much more information about the umbrella of depression that people might need to dive into and learn a little bit more.
Exactly, and so please reach out for help. Send an email to eric@feelwelllivewell.com, subject heading relief with your phone number, and a member of our staff will reach out to you. And this doesn't just have to be depression. You can also come in to get rid of back pain, neck pain, PTSD, or just everyday stress.
Because it can also infiltrate in different areas and physically in your life.
Absolutely. Now please do this quickly because we have limited spaces available, so please send us an email right away. A member of our staff will reach out to you. Again, eric@feelwelllivewell.com. Come in for a full treatment at any of our Utah locations, and both copies of our books for $1.
Thank you so much for everything that you're doing, both of you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Up next, state-inspired baby names. Keep it right here. We'll be back after this.
Flooring for the Good Things Utah